So ating kausapin ang aking kaibigan, makakausap ko ang ilang mga kababayan nating overseas, di lamang para pag-usapan ang kanilang pag-aalala sa mga naiwang pamilya sa Pilipinas, kundi para alamin na rin ang kanilang mga sitwasyon sa gitna ng pandemya. Mga kaibigang matagal nang hindi nakikita. Hi Kala! So, mga kaibigang sila mismo ay direktang naapektuhan.
So I had some health issues about the whole thing, diba? So
Kaibigang nalagay sa alanganin.
And then after I took medicine, I was fine. And then the next day, yun na, ubo-ubo, sumalala na yung ubo ko, ganyan.
Mga bagong kilalang kaibigang kumapit sa pananampalataya nang sila'y magkasakit.
Na magkakaroon ng third lockdown.
Iba't ibang
Pero
kwento
hindi naman
na
siya-
di naiiba sa hinaharap natin dito sa Pilipinas. Ito ang kanilang kwento.
Let's see if I can do it one-handed. I roll it up like this so it's as small as it can be.
Magandang araw po sa inyong lahat. Ako po si Jay Orense at muli sa araw na ito, may makakausap tayong kababayan natin. She's based in Finland, which is very far from the Philippines, and she's been there since 1988. So that's more than 3 decades. She used to work as a cleaner, as a restaurant worker, as a cabin crew, and now she's a media student. So atin po siyang kausapin kung ano pa ba ang plano niya sa buhay niya sa mga susunod na araw, at especially right now, paano ba siya naapektuhan ng pandemyang ito living in Finland. Kamusta ka na dyan at kamusta na ang sitwasyon ng buong Finland in terms of how it is being affected by this pandemic?
Here, I think life is almost normal actually. I live here in Kuhmo. This is about near Russian border,
Wow!
and it's about 650 kilometers from Helsinki.
Mm-hmm.
So, and then we live in the very remote area of Finland. So, and by the lake, so we have like, you know, we go fishing. We don't really feel so much with the pandemic unless if we go, for example, to the shop. There's a sign there that we really have to wear a mask.
Mm-hmm.
And then, for example, at school, we supposed to have online meetings in Teams,
Mm-hmm.
video conference, but now it's been canceled, and they're just giving us school projects like video editing.
Let's go back to, let's say, more than a year ago, when you heard the news about this virus affecting a lot of people all over the world. It started in China, but it was slowly crossing the borders, ika nga. So, when you heard about the news, ano yung naramdaman mo? What did you feel?
I actually feel fear, but I'm also very grateful that I was at around November. I was in Philippines, and of course I already heard the news by that time that there's some virus spreading around, but they're not certain yet. But around February, it's more clear. So I'm really, really grateful that I'm able to came back to Finland before everything. You know, it's safest country. Finland is the safest country to be in this kind of pandemic.
I hope you don't mind me asking, why did you
Yes.
say it's the safest place to be during the pandemic?
Because the healthcare system, for example, is really good. And also because we live in Finland, we have that benefits. We have the right to the benefits.
The fear that you have basically last year was getting the virus?
Because I have actually breathing difficulty. So if I'll get the virus, I might go dead right away because I have already problem with the lungs.
Can you tell us what was the restriction when, I think there was a declaration of lockdown also in Finland. I'm not just sure when and how long, but when the first lockdown was declared, were you also affected?
Here in Kuhmo, not really. I think there was not so much fear because there's just few percentage, hindi pa delikado dahil hindi pa napupuno yung hospital.
But ikaw mismo, did you feel the restrictions? Kasi nung lockdown, I even heard na hindi ka pwedeng lumabas ng turko, you can't even go outside Helsinki. So that means nakakat yung way mo
Exactly.
of going to the big cities. So yung ba na it affected your plans?
Yeah, we just have to stay home here kasi in Finland. If people listen here in Finland, they always listen to the news.
Yes.
And to follow up, if the government say you don't go out, they don't really go out. They follow the rules right away. So, to stop the contamination. But one time I went to the Helsinki city and I had to wear the mask. So I was scared of getting infected, I went to the metro and said, oh my God, so many people are not even wearing masks. And I'm so serious here, wearing mask and shield. But I think it's been controlled well here in Finland. So
Yun nga, you're isolated because you live far north. Sabi mo nga, near the border of Russia. In a way, it's difficult to go to your place. So yun yung isolation is one best thing that happened to you.
yes, I think so. Yes. I sometimes tell my mom, she lives in Helsinki, come here, it's more safer here.
When the lockdown was declared, did you see anything physical changes?
I heard only that no one can really go to the Russia side. The Russia have more infected cases. We are just right near Russia. They have more infected cases.
Can you give me a visual description of where you live? I saw your videos and I'm just amazed how white it is, how beautiful the place is. But can you give our viewers or our listeners a brief description of what the place looks like?
You can imagine Cebu. It's probably about maybe 5 to 10 times bigger than Cebu itself, the island. And then there's about 6,000 people or 7,000 people lives here. And we don't actually have public transportation here. All people have to drive by car or ask the neighbor to hitch a ride. So, and we don't really have probably, after high school,
College?
professional school.
College,
yeah, something like that. Not really like that. So young people, they travel so far to get education, higher education.
So it's really far from the main city, from the big town?
The nearest is about 2 hours drive to Kainuu City. And that's where the buses, train, airport is there.
If in case there's an emergency situation, how will you travel from your place to the nearest hospital or clinic?
We don't actually have hospital here. Good that you mentioned that. We actually just have healthcare. I remember one time that my husband's mother fall, and she really have a big what's this bulk in her head, and then we called the ambulance to pick her up, and then later the healthcare called us and said they will have to rush her to Kainuu,
which is 2 hours away from
hospital.
your place.
Yes, and then because Kainuu don't have that equipment, they have to rush her to Oulu. For surgery. Oulu, that's another 5 hours drive.
Oh wow! So a total of, I guess, 7 to 8 hours. So that's really far.
Yes.
I mean, I guess that's my point. Don't you feel a bit scared about it?
But I think the Kainuu hospital is quite capable of, like coronavirus situation.
Okay, so
it's quite a big hospital actually.
So you trust the hospital in that area that it would be able to take care of you, even if, let's say, medyo worse na yung case, kung something bad might happen.
I think because healthcare system in Finland, they are quite equipped actually.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
I think so. They are quite equipped.
Mm-hmm.
I think they already have vaccines here.
Mm-hmm.
In
When will you get vaccinated, by the way?
I think we get invited. I think they're trying to who's more risky. They're trying to. Some people they get invitation at home,
Mm-hmm.
but some people they also listen to the news and who's next. They
Yeah.
have to go and queue there.
Yeah, yeah. So ang swerte mo talaga kasi ang layo mo sa sa medyo
Yes.
problematic areas, 'di ba?
Uh,
But May, you still have relatives and family here in the Philippines. So, anong feeling mo about their situation in the Philippines?
my mother and three sisters they live in Finland. I have my younger brother in Philippines, yes, but I think they're safe.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, they're safe.
So I guess my next question is, during this pandemic, how do you keep sane? Kasi even if let's say you're far from the affected areas, hindi mo maiiwasan yun eh. You're just human. So how do you keep yourself sane and how do you keep yourself productive?
Well, I have lots of things to do, and my husband always tell me, "Let's go fishing. Let's go drive snowmobile. Let's go walk in the forest," and such things like that. So, and then we have a school projects. So I'm studying right now. So we have also lots of school projects.
And just for other
materials.
people to know, you're also producing content for your YouTube channel. That's one of the reasons why
Yes.
you're also busy, di ba?
This is actually what I want because here in Kuhumo, there's not really so much job opportunities.
Mm-hmm.
And most people they just go for business, but then business is not really like it's just enough to give you work but not to make you rich. So that's why I thought if I just do this media and I can work online and find a job somewhere else.
When the pandemic subsides at everything becomes or there's a semblance of normalcy, what will be your what's going to be your plan?
I'd like to go to Philippines and go to the beach. Yes. I miss Philippines so much, really.
Oh, that's about it. Thank you very much, May, for your time. And I hope
Oo.
you'll keep safe and mag-ingat ka.
Thank you so much, Jay. Thank you.